In today's episode, I'm gonna do my take on Cosmo's smoked chorizo mac and cheese. So I got on my phone and I slid into Cosmo's DMs and I said, hey man, I'm doing a series in July called Cookin the Books and we're in episode 2. I said, Cosmo, give me a recipe, something that you love, something that I can make, and we can do it together on my channel. So he sent me the smoked chorizo mac and cheese. Let's get started. I've got my Grilla Grill Silverback fired up to 300 degrees, and that's what we're gonna be cooking on today with the blend of mesquite and hickory wood pellets. Our first step is we have to make a roux for the cheese sauce. Cosmo sent me this recipe, and I've watched the video probably 4 or 5 times. It looks amazing. We're gonna add a few differences here. First step, we're making a roux, so we're gonna melt down some of that butter. We got some flour to mix in to make the roux. We're gonna mix that in, and then slowly, once we get this mixed in well, we're gonna add whole milk, 1 cup. Add that slowly in. It's gonna dough up a little bit on you like this. That's okay, we got some reserve pasta water. You're gonna mix that in just to thin it out just a little bit. And we're gonna add our cheese next. But first, now the recipe that Cosmo says, he has Dirty Bird hot. I'm going Dirty Bird Sriracha because I think it'll just add another layer of flavor. So we're gonna add that in there. And then, of course, some Texas SPG here, or just the Cosmo's SPG. Look at that. Mix all that in and we're about to throw that cheese in. In this recipe, we have about 3 or 4 different cheeses. The first one he said, do some grated cheddar. I decided to go with a little bit more of a melting cheese, so we got some grated Velveeta, and a little bit of a secret, Velveeta does not grate very well. It's very soft. It was a dumb idea. Now again, in Cosmo's recipe, we're changing it up just a little bit. He used a little bit of Miller Lite to thin it out. I'm going a little bit of tequila because we're keeping this thing south of the border. So we're gonna add just a little bit of tequila in there to make this extra boozy. Next, take some softened cream cheese. That was my nickname in high school. Melt that in, fold it in, whatever you want to call it. Get that nice and melty with the roux and the cheddar, Velveeta, whatever you decide to use here. Next, we have some grated Oaxaca cheese. This is just a soft melting cheese. Do about half in there because we're gonna top it with the rest of this. And the key to this, keep it moving, keep it stirring. Because otherwise it can burn, it'll clump up, and we definitely don't want that. Now like I said, you want to keep mixing it and stirring it because that's going to be key here, but check out this insane cheese pool we're going to have. That might be the best cheese sauce I've ever made. Next we take our pre-cooked pasta. I cooked it about 7 minutes, so it's not fully cooked, just to slightly al dente, and this is how we're going to mix in the cheese sauce. Mix that into a large bowl, and then we're going to take about half the cheese sauce, right about there. Just mix that together to get it all kind of slightly coated. Next we're going to fold in some pre-seasoned, pre-cooked 1/2 of a sauteed onion. Now I threw this pan on the smoker for about 5 minutes to melt some of that butter on the bottom. That's gonna add just another layer of flavor, and yet another step that we're adding that's not in the original recipe, but my version of this recipe is gonna be on my website, grillmarkco.com. Go to the menu board blog, that's where it's gonna be. We got our cheese sauce fully incorporated into the mac and cheese. Good God, that's heavy. So now we're gonna put that on there. Look at that. You can never have too much cheese. But this may stop me up for a week, and I'm okay with that. Next, smooth this to the edges, make your layer. Because in barbecue, even Cosmo will tell you that it is all about layering the flavor. So we have probably, I don't know, 37 different flavors in here going on so far. And Cosmo, come here man. Look, I know this is good, but I have like 60 dishes that I've got to clean now thanks to you. It's all good though, it's part of the game. Smooth it out to the edge. Next, we're gonna add some more cheese, if you can believe it. Next, you're gonna take 8 ounces of Fiesta blend, Mexican blend cheese, and we're gonna just put that on the top. And we're not gonna push it all the way to the edge because we want this to melt. Get all that on top. So hot, it's already started to melt. We got the other half of our Oaxaca cheese. Sprinkle that on top like that. Spread that out as well. Because again, we're layering that flavor, baby. Next layer of flavor, some actual chorizo. We've already cooked it. And we're just gonna put that on the top and crumble it on there. This is about 12 ounces of chorizo, and it's a Mexican pork chorizo, so it's been dry aged a little bit. It'll be super good, super flavorful. Put that on top next. And of course, our last step, we have slightly sauteed sliced jalapeno. Now Cosmo in his video, he cooked it raw like this. I sauteed it a little bit in the pan because that brings out a little bit more of that capsaicin oil in there and gives it just a little bit more heat. And just place those around and make it look nice. This thing looks amazing. So we're gonna take it, put it on our Grilla Grill Silverback that's been running at 300. Slide it in. Let that sit for 30 to 35 minutes. And remember, if you're looking, it ain't cooking. It's been 35 minutes. Well, actually about 37 minutes, but take a look. That looks gorgeous. Everything is melted. It's bubbling on the side. So we're gonna take this off, let it rest for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna take that delicious bite. These gloves are excellent, and you can use code GRILLMARK at 10% off on cosmosq.com. Gorgeous. That looks so good. I can't wait to dive in. This looks unreal. Take a look at this. The chorizo cooked a little bit more. We've got nice char on there. All the cheese melted around it. This is gonna be fantastic. So this is the only thing I have left, a spaghetti ladle, because everything's in the dishwasher because it took about 72 dishes to get this thing prepared. That's okay though. It looks like the labor was worth it. Let's see if we get a good cheese pool. Really good. Let's get another one. Oh baby. Beautiful cheese pool. Got my fork here. I'm gonna get some of that chorizo, some of the mac, and the jalapeno in there. I've been waiting all day for this one. Here we go. Whoa, that is super cheesy. There's not much spice to it. I thought there'd be a little bit more heat to it, which I can always top this with a little bit more of the Dirty Bird sriracha, which I might do. But man, this is cheesy. The mac is cooked perfectly. We have the smoky flavor from the pellets on that Grilla Grill Silverback. Fantastic. This is a 10 out of 10. And when you make it with my recipe, it's gonna turn out perfect, just like me. That was very good. Add a little hot sauce to this, give it a little more kick. Until next time, keep those grills fired up so the flavor doesn't go down. This recipe will be on my website, grillmarkco.com. Go to the menu board blog. I have lots of stuff on there. Articles, recipes, everything you see on this channel. Or when you go to my website, I've got a shop on there. You can buy some Grill Mark Co merch and some grilling accessories. See you next time. Thanks for watching.